Alright, here we are, pulling on a string. It's in the production, the beginning of the play. I have the play to go to today. These are ticket sales, $25 a piece. It's for the play. We have chips and salsa, we have pizza, we're going to have donuts, and I'm going to go ahead and start this. Pulling on a string.
Whom shall I deal with first? The lady or the tiger? Let's deal with the lady. Stage of the theater one day before an early morning rehearsal, and I was actually helping Joey. That's the name of the real janitor, with his duties. No kidding. Big shot theater mogul that I am, I was helping tidy up when one of the singers I hired, unbeknownst to her, of course, entered the house and smiled at me and said the following.
Are you a singer, George?
No, miss. I am a lowly janitor. I blatantly lied. Of course, at this juncture, she had no idea she is actually talking to her employer, and that is the way I like it.
Nobody's lonely in this world, George.
Being the insufferable elitist that I am, I find to be complete and utter poppycock. Nevertheless, it was a very nice sentiment on her part.
Anyway, the reason I was asking is, as I was leaving, I heard you singing to yourself.
I tend to do that sometimes.
You have a very good baritone voice. Would you like another lesson?
Yes, Mr. Mullins, my fourth grade teacher, trained me for one semester in school choir. I said fictitiously, you can't believe half the things I say to people. I'm usually always lying to them. Having said that, I would like to point out that I am an honest liar, and that my lies are never intended to harm or to take advantage of anyone, unless they are someone who needs a good taking advantage of. Most of the time, my untruth's only purpose is to protect me from inconvenient truths, much like the politician does. Well, maybe that is a bad example. Strike that. Anyway, my lies are mostly harmless and are employed only when absolutely necessary, or when I make stuff up out of thin air for no apparent reason, like this time.
Well, she did a very good job. I can give you another one for free. Do you know what key you sing in?
What is a game? I was beginning to wonder. She can't actually want to give me free singing lessons. As it turned out, she actually really did want to give me free singing lessons. Absolutely no strings attached. Why? Evidently, she was genuinely a nice person, and she actually liked my singing voice. And for some strange reason, took an interest in developing that voice, which was very kind on her part, but actually a tremendous waste of her time. Since I had no desire to pursue a singing career, I helped launch other people's singing careers, not the other way around. A producer, in my humble opinion, who uses his own power to cast himself, William Shakespeare and Orson Welles being two exceptions to that rule. There are others, of course, not many. Still, I found it very touching that she wanted to take valuable time out of her daily schedule to give me free singing lessons. I'd like to take you up on the offer, miss, but unlike yourself, my boss, actually meaning myself, of course, doesn't pay me to sing. He pays me to clean theaters, or to pretend to clean theater, to be more precise.
Change your mind. It's a darn shame to waste a voice like that.
That was the last time I ever had a conversation with her about my singing voice. She did, however, unlike most of the other actors in the cast, greet me warmly. She entered into the lobby, quick with a warm smile, lowly janitor that I was, and always saying, "Goodbye, George," every night when she left the theater to go home. So from time to time, unbeknownst to her, I had pulled a few strings in her general direction. The tiger. In this case, a paper wolf. But let's deal with him at length in the next scene. On second thought, this turkey don't deserve my own special sentiment. Let's just go ahead and dispense with him straight off. He wasn't actually one of my actors. He was the director. But he'll serve as a good example to make my next point. I have a kind side to my nature and a not so kind side to my nature. I can pull strings in both directions or choose not to pull them at all. I did one afternoon, except for me, my broom, my mock producer, that being the theater owner, Mr. Nice, and the pompous direction I unfortunately allowed him to hire. Against my better judgment, I might add. I should have been clear to the kindly old gentleman as the type of persons I prefer to direct on my stage. Allow me to illustrate.
Hey, you broom boy, go across the street and get me a vent latte double shot non-fat with extra foam and bring it back here on the double quick before it gets cold.
Excuse me? I asked with great incredulity.
You heard me. Hop to it, Sparky.
Excuse me, Mr. Jerkins? Jerkins? Is that really your name? Do people call you Jerk for short?
Okay, mate. You just talked to yourself on the employment line. Pick up your things and leave the premises immediately.
Excuse me, Mr. Jerkins, but with all due respect, you can't fire this man.
Right? He's your employer. I therefore request, with all due respect, that you terminate this Chucky Briar's unemployment forthwith.
Did I forget to mention that this director is an ex-pot Brit?
I also, as well, cannot fire this man.
Why not?
The unusual situation we have brewing here. May I have your permission to blow your cover? At the present time, I see no other alternative.
Permission granted.
I am not the actual producer of this production. I am only his humble stand-in, his figurehead. The cheeky brighter that you see standing before you is the real producer. And if I were you, I would apologize to him immediately before he fires you.
Too late.
You're really going to fire me?
Pretty much.
But why?
Because it amuses me to do so. Actually, I was anything but amused. That is just a frequent catchphrase I tend to overuse to explain my various actions in this world, precious and or not. Young Jerkins was then escorted off the premises by the theater owner and Joey, the real janitor. But not before he signed various legal papers to hold us harmless and was made to understand that he was not to reveal my true identity to anyone, especially to the press. That is, if he wanted to preserve his own overly generous severance pay, which would now be coming to him in monthly installments. Fortunately, when this incident occurred, there were no other witnesses present to further complicate the matter. Firing people can be very expensive these days. That's why so few ever are. However, I just couldn't abide a clown like this. He needed a good firing. Unfortunately, it did not go gracefully onto that long line of the unemployment directors, bawling like a little baby throughout most of the exit process.
Why?
Nevertheless, all the actors connected with the show were much relieved upon the news of the sudden departure of ex-director Jerkins. Evidently, He was not a very popular taskmaster. I heard many of them tell outlandish stories about him to each other. People would speak much more freely and openly in front of nearly invisible janitor than they would in front of a very visible employer. Apparently, Jerkins had been hitting on some of the more attractive female members of the cast, like campers telling stories around the bonfire about a local boogeyman. They spoke of him in a very harsh, whispered tone, with lots of giggling and knowing looks to each other, as it greatly seemed to amuse them to do so.
The recurrent dream always starts out the same way. I'm in a room with an open laptop, displaying the image of some dead celebrity.
You're dreaming. You can do anything you want to in a dream.
Anyway, as I was saying, the recruiting dream is always the same and always takes place in a room and with an open laptop displaying the image of a dead celebrity. But here's where the dream changes. The celebrity is not always the same one. This time, it is obviously Marlon Brando, unfortunately.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
I was hoping for John Wayne.
I was hoping for Marilyn Monroe. Instead, I got you. She's still alive, isn't she?
Last I heard, she was.
Wayne's playing Jen with two Jimmys right now.
Which two Jimmys were you playing against this time? Stewart and Dean?
You know how he gets when he gets behind a rummy cow.
Well, John Wayne himself, dressed in Western clothing, steps out on the stage. That's right, the real Duke. Looked like he just came off Rio Brave or True Grit. McClintock, I don't know. But it was John Wayne himself and George's dreams.
Oh, no, I don't know. So tell us, Marlon, just how do I get when I'm behind in the rummy count?
Whoops. I suddenly remember. I forgot to turn off the oven.
Which two Jimmys were you playing against this time? Stewart and Dean?
Oh, just for the record, I was playing just one, Jimmy Dean.
Which Dean are you talking about? The actor or the sausage maker?
Oh, the little one.
James Dean the actor?
That's the one. This is a pretty weird dream you're having today, George. And guess what? It's about to get weirder. Something wicked this way is a-coming. And it's coming in fast and it's coming in hard. And when it gets here, it's not planning on taking any prisoners. So Georgie Porgy, Puddin' and Pie, I want you to listen up and listen tight. Your life may depend on it. But before I start, I want Marlon here to go fetch Jimmy Dean for me.
Which one? The actor or the sausage maker?
No reason to be discriminatory. Fetch them both.
Unfortunately, I woke up before Wayne could convey just what the wicked thing that was coming this way was. Probably nothing. You know how nonsensical dreams are.
Tell us, just how nonsensical are they?